Cancer, welcome back to the channel. Monica Love here at the Love Messages. So today we're going to be doing your reading from February 14th to the 20th. Now this is going to be a general reading, so it may resonate with you, it may not. If it does resonate with you, there will be a link in the description box for the extended. So Cancer, in this reading, I'm going to be taking a look at past, present, and future for you. I'm going to clarify the cards and pull some advice. Okay, so your challenge here is the Knight of Swords. And what you don't see coming at the bottom of the deck is the Nine of Cups in reverse. Okay, so your challenge for this coming week, Cancer, is the Knight of Swords. Now, the Knight of Swords often talks about taking action. Okay, I don't feel intuitively that this has something to do with someone else. For some of you, this may be, you know, an air sign that you're dealing with, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. But what I'm getting here is this is your energy. Okay, there's something here about this coming week. You have to be very careful and cautious about taking action towards something very quickly without thinking about it, without really deliberating about it first. Okay, I'm going to clarify the Knight of Swords and see why the Knight of Swords is your challenge in a moment. Now, in the recent past, you have the Fool, the Temperance, and the Hierophant. Okay, so I'm really strongly getting in the recent past, there was a very strong desire here to have a new beginning, okay, with a specific person. I feel like this new beginning did take time. It wasn't something that happened right away. A lot of you wanted it to happen right away, but it may have not happened right away. I also feel in the recent past, there was a really big opportunity here, but there was a lot of sacrifices that needed to maybe be made in order to have this. Okay, we're going to clarify and get more information on this in a moment. Now, in the present moment, Cancer, you have the Chariot, the Queen of Cups, and the Five of Wands. I'm really strongly getting in the present moment there's some sort of conflict that's surrounding you. Okay, it could be a conflict with a group of people. It could be a conflict that's happening within you. I do feel that you want to move forward past this. This is what you're ultimately wanting in the present moment, but there's a reason why this conflict's happening. Okay, we're going to find out why it's happening and what important message you need to know about this when we clarify in a moment. Now, in the near future, you have the Empress, the Three of Pentacles, and the Tower. You have to be very careful here in the near future. Okay, very, very careful. There's a big warning here in the near future because the Tower is here. Okay, and whenever the Tower shows up in any portion of the reading, it's a warning signal. Okay, so I feel like in the near future, as much as you want something to grow and you want to nurture it and you want it to maybe evolve, okay, I do feel like there's a group of people that you're going to be working with or dealing with here in the near future, and you need to be careful to avoid this Tower moment, okay, in regards to a group that you're working with or cooperating with certain people. Okay, there could be a breakup here or some sort of you know, issues here that break down that you're not aware of. So we're going to clarify this and see why this may be here in the near future for you. Okay, now what you don't see coming at the bottom of the deck, you have the Nine of Cups, Hangman, Magician, King of Wands, King of Pentacles, and the Death in reverse. Okay, so what you don't see coming is the fact that although there is some sort of situation that you want to move forward very quickly, it is not advised to rush into it. Okay, so a lot of you, you're really determined to manifest something or create something. You need to recognize your power. Okay, what power you have and what power you don't have. Okay, that's the first step to being able to accomplish anything in your life. If you just go into something blindly, without thinking about it, without analyzing it, which is, you know, what you don't see coming. Hangman in reverse is someone who's taking action without really looking at all of the aspects of you know, a particular situation. So you're being called right now to, in order to not be defeated or be in this place of dissatisfaction, you need to identify what it is that you're taking action towards, what you're trying to manifest. I feel like a lot of you are dealing with maybe a fire sign, Leo, Sagittarius, Aries, or a Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus. I feel like there's a lot of withdrawal energy from this person. And the reason why there's withdrawal energy is because there's something here you're not seeing. You're not seeing something from different, multiple perspectives. It's like you have a very specific desire that you want, but there's a way in which to go about getting it, okay? And that's what the cards are saying right now for you. Now, of course, something here has not transformed. It hasn't completely evolved or changed. And this is why, again, there's a lot of stagnation. And you may be, Cancer, in this place of trying to take things in your own hands and rushing towards something, but there's something here you're not seeing, okay? And this is what Spirit is saying. What you don't see coming is that by rushing into something, not thinking about it, not really getting to this place of planning your steps in advance, that could really affect you, okay? And this has a lot to do with maybe a specific person that you love or you're dealing with, that, you know, you want things to change between you and this person. However, there's something that may need to change within you and how you approach the situation, okay? So this is what you don't see coming, a situation that has not completely evolved, and that's why it's not going in the direction that you want it to go into, okay? So let's get into your reading and let's see what's going on for you. I'm going to clarify your challenge. Okay, so your challenge, the Knight of Swords, is clarified by the Two of Swords, the Strength, and the Ten of Pentacles. So your biggest challenge here is the fact that a lot of you want something. There's something here you want. It could be, you know, a financial opportunity. It could be a long-term commitment. It could be whatever it is, okay? Apply it to your situation. There's something here that you want. The problem is that someone here is closed off, okay? There's a closed off energy. They're not open to this. They're not seeing something for what it is. And that's your biggest challenge, right? Because even though you want this, you want to get to the goal, you want to get to the prize, you need to be strategic, okay? And not in this place of only wanting to see what you want, okay? And this is the biggest challenge for you because a lot of you may be rushing into something here, Knight of Swords, really determined and, you know, getting all the strength and power that you need in order to get to it, but you're not seeing something, okay? Two of Swords is a blocked energy. So Spirit is saying your biggest challenge moving forward is not just to rush towards something because you want it, because you believe you deserve it or you want it, but you need to identify what you're closed off to. Okay, and that's, a lot of us don't want to look at that, right? We just want to look at the prize. We want to be like horses with blinders on. And that's very dangerous, right? Because there could be things around you that you're not aware of. So your biggest challenge here is not to rush into something, especially something that you really desire, but to be strategic about it and to really be open to all aspects. Don't just look at the positives. Look at all other aspects that may be contributing to you rushing into this without thinking about it, okay? So this is what I'm seeing as your challenge for this coming week. Now, let's talk about the recent past. Let's clarify the Fool in the recent past. So the Fool is clarified by the King of Pentacles, the Moon, and the King of Wands. Interesting, right? Because what you don't see coming, the King of Pentacles was in reverse and the King of Wands was in reverse, with the Death in reverse. And in the recent past, the King of Pentacles and the King of Wands is upright with the Moon. So there's something here that was hidden from you in the recent past when it came to some sort of new beginning here. I think you and a specific person were really determined to be together, to have a new beginning, to commit to something here. However, there was something hidden here in the recent past that you may have not known about, okay, that created some sort of disconnection between you and this person is what I'm seeing here. Tell me more about the Hierophant in the recent past for Cancer. So the Hierophant is clarified by the Empress, the Five of Wands, and the Chariot. You are really determined here, Cancer, to move forward with this person. Even though you may have not seen even though you may have not seen eye to eye with this person, there was some sort of disagreements here. You tried to be patient in this situation, but a lot of you don't realize that in the recent past, this conflict that happened between you and this person, it happened because something here wasn't identified, okay? You ignored it, or your person ignored it, and it just started to come to the surface. And this is the issue, right? Even though you want to have a new beginning, you know, and first of all, it took a long time for you and this person to have a new beginning. I feel like the main issue and concern was the fact that you and this person were ignoring issues. And instead of confronting issues, which is what I do on this channel, I get to the bottom of things instead of leaving them for later to cause more issues. I feel like something here was not identified in the past. You both ignored it and it started to come up. And the more you started to move forward in this connection, in this relationship, yes, it started to grow. And yes, there was a lot of positive optimism, but there was also issues that were coming up that you didn't identify in the past. Okay. And this is why right now, for many of you, you want something, but it's not happening for you because you didn't plan your steps in advance. Okay. So this is what I'm seeing here in the recent past. Very strong connection, but avoiding issues could be the reason why there was a lot of stagnation here in the past. Okay. Now, in the present moment, it looks like this conflict that I mentioned that happened for you in the past is showing up again. So there's a reason why this conflict's showing up. And a lot of you have your back turned to it. It's like you don't want to see this conflict for what it is. You just want to be in your emotions. And this is very dangerous. You have to be very careful because you may be moving forward towards something that is just not, that you're not seeing for what it is. Okay. And that's why you have to be careful. So why is this conflict happening in the present moment? And what's the important message for you with the Five of Wands here? Yeah. Okay. So the Five of Wands is clarified by the Hierophant, the Nine of Cups, and the Emperor. You have to be very careful because even though in the present moment you may be, again, so determined to have something, there's something here you want. You're really determined. You're like, I want this. It's going to bring a lot of satisfaction to my life. It could be a commitment. Maybe you want to have a commitment with a specific person. You want stability, but there's a reason why the conflict is happening. And I think one of the reasons that you have to take a look is being very focused on what you want. This is about you working with specific people, specific person, maybe your significant other. In order to have a successful marriage or relationship, you have to also be open to the other side and what the other side needs and wants. Okay, that's what brings about stability here. So a lot of you have to be very careful in terms of something that you want or desire. And just, you know, if you're just thinking about yourself or you're just thinking about how to satisfy yourself, then it's kind of blinding you from what it is that you really need to see. So this is why I'm seeing a conflict here in the present moment. Now, what's the important message for you? You have the Queen of Cups here. So there's a very important message here that you need to know, that Spirit wants you to know. What is the important message for Cancer in the present moment? So the Queen of Cups is clarified by, you have the Ace of Wands, the Nine of Pentacles, and the Star. In the present moment, you may be very emotional, okay? I feel like you're overly emotional about a situation because you really want it. You're like, I really want this. I don't know why there's so much conflict. I want this, but you're not seeing the other side. That's the first thing. The second thing here is Spirit is saying the best thing that you should do in the present moment, if you're not already doing it, is focusing on healing yourself, okay? There's a reason why you're alone, or there's a reason why you feel isolated or on your own. It's because a lot of you are being called right now to work on yourself, to work on what matters to you. I see a lot of you trying to start a business or, you know, trying to plan for your future financially. And that could also be something that's taking up a lot of your time. Okay. So I feel like in the present moment, you need to get straight and right with yourself first. You need to work on yourself. And once you remove yourself out of this overly emotional energy and start to get very focused on the future and healing yourself, that's when things are going to open up to you, for you. But if you're just in this place of constantly rushing into something and not thinking about it and trying to get it without being strategic, then that's something here that is going to lead to, you know, conflict. Okay. So it all starts with you. And I feel like this is what you're being called to do right now in the present moment. And that's what's going to allow you, Cancer, to finally move forward. So if you've been in this place of, I want to move forward, I want things to move forward, you also need to recognize that you need to focus on you right now, okay? And focus on making plans for yourself. And once you do that, then you can bring that satisfaction to yourself. But if you're looking outside of yourself in the present moment for somebody to satisfy and give you what you need, then that's something that you need to really reconsider, okay? That's what I'm seeing happening in the present moment for you, okay? And also, like, this is about you wanting to move forward. So if you're watching this and you're like, yeah, I want to move forward, there's things that you need to work on within yourself. And if you're not willing to identify that and you're not willing to work on that, then that's why the conflict is going to keep happening, okay? So very important message for you in the present moment. Now, in the near future, major change is going to happen for you. You need to be prepared for this with the Tower. And we're going to talk about the Tower in a moment. But first, I want to clarify the Three of Pentacles. There's something here about you cooperating with certain people, working with certain people here in the near future. Tell me more about the Three of Pentacles. What's the important message here for Cancer? Okay, so the Three of Pentacles is clarified by the High Priestess, the Ace of Cups, and the Three of Swords. So for many of you, I'm really strongly getting here that you kind of already know where this is going in the near future. I do see a new beginning happening for you. I think your intuition is telling you, sure, go ahead, move towards this new beginning. But you also have to keep in mind that there's something here about pain. Okay, so if you're still holding on to some sort of pain from the past, or you're still holding on to some sort of resentment, and you're moving towards this new connection or new beginning in your life with that pain and resentment, that's something that you still have to work through. Okay, because one of the things that you have to keep in mind, your challenge here is the Knight of Swords, which is somebody who rushes in doing things without thinking about them. And that, what does that lead to? It leads to a lot of folly. It leads to not being strategic. So in the near future, I feel like, yes, there's going to be a new beginning in love, or there's going to be a new beginning with a specific person that you love and care about. But if you're still holding on to resentment and pain, and you're not open to maybe working through this and being cooperative to put this behind you, that could be something that leads to a breakup. Okay. And you may be in this place of, I don't, get why this person leaves or disconnects from me, or, it's because you still have some sort of resentment within you in the near future. So it's there, the opportunity is there, the ability to grow and move forward and nurture this connection is there, but you need to also remember your emotions. So if you're going into something and you have this resentment, anger, pain, upset, and you're like, no, I'm fine, but you're ignoring that, which is something that you did in the past, it's just going to come back to haunt you in the near future. So, best way to deal with this is to heal yourself and really go within and work through those emotions. Because if you don't do that, that's when the Tower moment happens in the near future. Okay, so this is a big warning for you because there's a big opportunity coming in. I think you all know that this opportunity is coming in, but there's something here that you're ignoring. Okay, let's clarify the Tower. What's the important message here for Cancer in the near future? The Tower is clarified by the Four of Pentacles, the Death, and the Queen of Pentacles. There's something here you're going to have to accept in the near future. And one of the things that I'm seeing here that you're going to have to accept is the fact that something here is over, okay, even though you're still holding on to it. And this has a lot to do with someone here that you're very much in love with. There's something here about you needing to release one person in order to move towards something new. Okay, so what I'm seeing here in the near future is a sacrifice. Okay, there's a very big sacrifice here that a lot of you may not be ready to take, but in order to move forward and grow, that may be something that you have to do. Somebody here in the near future is still holding on to this, even though it's over. And that's, again, creating a Tower moment. So if you're still holding on to resentment, pain, upset, anger, the reason why a new beginning isn't happening and you're not able to move forward is a number of issues. And this reading, obviously talks about that. So I feel like, in the near future, you need to be careful, because if you're still holding on to something and you don't really, understand, and overstand why you're still holding on to it, it may just crumble before you. Okay. So maybe there's something here that you need to release in the near future so that you can avoid this Tower moment. Okay, and I can't identify that for you. That's something that you're going to have to identify within yourself. Okay, so this is what I'm seeing. Now, let's get some advice for you. What is the advice? Okay, so the advice for you is the Knight of Cups. You have the King of Swords and the King of Cups. So I'm really strongly getting here that there's something here about a love offer coming in. Okay, there's a love offer coming in. There's opportunities here. There's something here about you needing to express how you feel, really express your emotions, but expressing them logically, really getting to the point of something. You know, there's something here about being able to accept love, but also not being overwhelmed by your emotions. Okay, so if you're in a place where you're like, yeah, I want to move forward. Yeah, I want this. Yeah, I want that. You need to balance your emotions with logic. And this is going to be your biggest challenge. Your biggest piece of advice here is that if you want to conquer something, if you want to overcome something, it could be pain, trauma, maybe you want to achieve something in your life, you need to balance it with logic. Okay, so if you're always going into a situation emotional, your emotions are going to cloud your judgment. And what that leads to is mistakes, and it leads to failures. Okay, so your biggest piece of advice is don't just go into something being emotional and putting all your emotional energy into it, but also be logical and ask yourself why you're doing this and what are you going to achieve by doing this. Okay, so Cancer, this is what I have for you. I hope this reading helped. Thanks so much for tuning in, and I'll see you on the next one.